Hi, everyone. So today I'm doing something a little different. I'm going to just be sharing my own take on what it means to be showing up prepared. So this week I interviewed Eva Gardner, and she is the bassist for Pink, and she is also a bassist for many other awesome artists. And how she got to that point, I mean, what I would say is, the 1% of the music profession, the dream spot. How she got there, she really attributes it to showing up prepared. And it's a message that you've heard in other podcasts, but I really wanted to dive into that deeper. What does that mean to show up prepared? Are we showing up unprepared? You know, how many situations are we going into just winging it? And, we can wing it for our dates, and we can wing it for maybe showing up to class, and we can wing it for, hanging out with our family and friends, right? Because we're at ease and these are situations that we're just comfortable with. But when it comes to our career, and I don't just mean applying for a job, it's also volunteer opportunities, meetup groups, networking events, conferences. When we're showing up for these situations, how can we get a little more intentional, and how can we show up a little more prepared, right? So there's two ways to show up for a career fair. You could just show up, right? That's half the battle, showing up, and that's a great experience in itself. But could you show up with a little more knowledge, knowing which companies are going to be there? Could you show up, dressed for success, right? That term, but really just being a little more intentional about what it is that you're wearing. Are you wearing something that shows that you're taking this event seriously, that this is the way that you're going to show up for a day at work, and the employer can see that side of you? Can you show up ready to speak your passion? Maybe you've practiced talking about what it is that you want to do with your friends and family. I think so many of us have this idea that's kind of floating up in the air of what it is that we want to do, that we don't really take the time to write it down. And we especially are maybe a little too fearful to speak it. So that's another way you can show up prepared, is speaking that passion. So, Eva was speaking about going on tour. She was dreaming it, she was thinking it, but she was speaking it throughout her entire career journey. And that's how she was able to make that happen, right? So it's got to be more than just a dream. You have to also speak that passion and take action on it. She was showing up to every gig. And so how can you be doing that? But back to being prepared, can you show up for an interview a little more prepared? And what do I mean by that exactly? Could you spend more than just a minute Googling the company and really look through their site? Maybe even actually read one or two of their blogs. So many companies today, they have a blog. They understand the importance of speaking their mission, of sharing their story, talking about their latest projects, sharing information about their team. A lot of them, that information is there. And if the company doesn't have a blog, you can also just read on the site what that company stands for. Check out the About Us, understand what their mission is, where their values lie. You could look on their LinkedIn page and see what they're writing about there. You can see who's on their team and where those people are in their career journey. And you have so many advantages today with technology, with sources like LinkedIn, to be able to see and learn so much more about the company. And that's really just another way to show up prepared. A lot of people that you're going to be meeting at these interviews, or when you go for an internship, the people that you're meeting, they have professional careers that they've been working on for years, that you're not going to necessarily get all of that on the first day that you meet them. But could you have done a little bit of research? It's just another way to show up prepared. And then when you do show up, ask those questions and get curious to learn more. So could you prepare some questions in advance? Another way to show up prepared is preparing questions. So, no one expects you to know everything, but taking the time, even just 10 to 15 minutes, to really sit with your thoughts and think about, what are some questions I have about this company? How can I learn more about what they do, what they stand for, what a day in the life is like there, and how I can add value? So the next time you have an opportunity, whether that be volunteering, networking opportunity, a conference, an internship, or a job, take the time, hit that pause button on going through the motions, right? This isn't just a friend hang, and think about how you can show up prepared. All right. Thanks, everyone.